Hey there, folks. Welcome back. It's been a little while since I've uploaded yet again. I know I'm falling off a little bit, not getting this stuff out as quick as I want to, but trust, we are knocking out the fuel stuff. We are going to knock out the exhaust stuff. And a party to the fuel stuff, we're going to talk about what's on the table right here in just a minute, but we're going to make ourselves a nice downpipe, all out of the stainless. We're going to make the full 3-inch exhaust system all the way out, and you guys will see all that soon in the next week or two. It's just taking me a little bit more time to get everything knocked out, get it all edited, and get it fitted. And stainless, you have to practice just a touch. So I have to get another bottle of gas, etc., but don't worry, it's coming. It's on the way, and I cannot wait to hear what it sounds like. You'll have before and after clips, all that fun stuff. But in the meantime, there's other things that I had to knock out with the car. So if you guys recall that video that we slapped the intake manifold back together and we put all the parts back on the car and took it out for a test drive after we powder coated everything. So if you recall, after we got everything slapped back together, I wanted to hook up the catch can. I wanted to have all the vacuum hoses, all the vent lines, and the fuel lines hooked back up as best I could. I thought I had enough AN stuff sitting up there. I thought I had 2 male and 2 female AN fittings, but I didn't. So the fuel return side, on the driver's side of the fuel rail, ended up having to cut off the stock system, the brass looking fitting thing, and then I think I said I macaroni noodled it and sent it back. So it's a weird end of a fuel rail, and it's not safe and it's not smart, and I don't want to drive the car anymore until that's repaired. So that being said, company gstpautoparts.com hit me up and asked me to take a look on their website, and they wanted to work with us and see if there was anything that I could find useful for the GSX that they could send me, have me unbox, review, etc., let them know, and share it with all you guys. gstpautoparts.com. You shouldn't forget it if you have a GST or a GSX. Come on, guys. But anyways, this stuff is really good quality. It's not crazy expensive, which is my favorite part about it. It's the good stuff that you can run your alcohol through, your ethanol through, your E85, regular gasoline. We're going to be using some more of it here in the future. We're going to let you guys know how it holds up, how the installs go, if we have any leaks or any issues in the future. I pretty much doubt we will, but you never know. It's a new company I haven't heard of. We're going to try it out, and we're going to definitely let you guys know what those test results end up with. We'll check out longevity and all that fun. Make sure nothing kinks, make sure nothing bends, nothing melts, nothing spurts a little drip out of it or anything like that. But from what I can tell, I've seen a bunch of different AN fittings. This stuff seems very high quality. It seems just like the same stuff you used to buy a few years ago that was, $500 for a kit like this. We have ourselves our box of fittings down here. I finished welding on a couple of parts. I had to get, excuse the mess down here, mind you. Just if you've been watching the shorts, you probably saw I took a job where I'm maintenance guy up on a nice, beautiful lake. But I did pick up this Vibrant Performance 11151 weld on aluminum bung kit. And over here, I have our fuel rail, freshly coated, just hanging out right here, cooling off. This thing should set up here shortly. But in the meantime, I've cut off this fitting that goes to our stock fuel filter. We're going to use this. We're going to get rid of this line where it's 2 different types of line conjoined. And we have to remake this line right here, which is also another line that came off the car that I kind of adapted with a bunch of hoses, factory fittings, all that nonsense. We're just going to go straight -6 AN. And we got to go outside, take some measurements once this thing cools off. So I'm going to give this thing about 10 more minutes. We'll go outside with our electrical tape. We're going to make some measurements after we set the fuel rail back onto the injectors, and we're going to knock this thing out tonight. All right, guys. So after we get this thing put up in the vise, I got my one end knocked out right here. It's got a little fuel fitting on it, and I left some tape there just to, hold the end from fraying. Right here, you unscrew this end from right here, and it goes like so, right? Inside of this, you want to bottom the center of this out with the end of the line right here. It's 3/4 inch. So I like to just take a socket, throw it on here, put this in the vise, get it nice and tight, and then just turn it clockwise and push down. And you got to be careful that you're not going to ruin all your threads and your braiding and all that fun stuff. So usually it goes on pretty good. And once you're done, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Yeah, you can see the center of that hose right there is butted up right against the inside. Sorry, I'm wobbling. You can definitely see it. Let me see if I can tweak it toward the light. There you go. Maybe you can get a good view of that. I can't really tell. It's hard to see on camera, but you want to get the inside of the hose pushed all the way from the bottom here. You want it all the way up to the edge of the threads on the bottom side. Once you get it there, all you got to do is take this fitting, slide it on, and just start twisting this bad boy in. And this will join your new AN line. Now, the part that sucks is if you don't have the aluminum jaws, you have to put some tape or something. I'm going to use the regular shop towel, put it in this vise here. I'm going to clamp it right here, and I'm going to crank this all the way in until it's nice and tight. And then these fittings right here come with an O-ring that goes on this side to your male side. And then this is going to attach to our fuel rail. This is our feed side. So I'm going to crank this thing in real fast and show you guys what it looks like once it's done. So I learned something. My towel technique does not work. I scarred up that fitting right there. But I'm not going to make it again. I don't want to waste these fittings and parts, so it's going on the car. Maybe a little touch-up black automotive paint once it's on the car. Who knows? Either way, now I know. Now I got to clean the inside of that thing out. I'm going to use some brake parts cleaner, spray it down through the front here, and let it weep out the backside where that banjo fitting is. We have our feed line done. That's step number uno. Now we have to go over and make our return line here. And this one, got the macaroni noodle fitting that I called it on it. The macaroni noodle is gone. We have no more two different types of lines here. I have a ton of extra fittings, and I have about, gosh, what do I got here? 30 feet of hose, we'll call it. Not even. Probably a good 15 feet, maybe 20 of hose. So we're going to make a feed line, or I'm sorry, a return line, and probably a feed line out of this stuff here in the future. We're going to go ahead and delete the fuel filter that we have, the factory one. We're going to put an inline fuel filter in. We're going to reattach this dash 6 all the way from the tank in the future. And now all I have to do is show you what it looks like. So let's go take a look. It's a little dark out here, but you can see with the light, we've got our regulator mounted here, our new line fed around the backside here into our rail. Injectors are back in, plugs are back in. Our other new line is right here, and it goes down to the side right there. You can see the fuel filter. They're all hooked up. All I have to do is pick up some fuel. I'm going to test it for leaks and all that stuff. But so far, we're all set. I think tomorrow I'm going to mess around with this some more and start figuring out what I'm going to do with the rest of these lines here. I've got some weld-on bungs. We're going to weld one on here. We're going to weld one on here and hook up some AN lines that run over there. We're going to weld something on there. I need 2 steel dash 6 fittings that are male for that, so I can get rid of the brass, clean it off, and then I'll have to repowder coat everything, obviously. But at the same time, it's starting to come together, but we are all set. Thanks for watching. Thanks again to GSTP Auto Parts for sending me all this good stuff. And I guess we'll see you guys after I mess around with this some more and test it out. And I'll let you know if it leaks in the next one. Take care.